Hey guys, good morning. Just wanted to sit here and chat for a minute. So I'm pretty much done with my antidepressants. I weaned off of Cybulta and also of trazodone. I still take a trazodone maybe 2 times a week. It just helps me get a couple nights of good rest, and then I'm able to deal with other nights that I don't have the best rest. So I'm comfortable at having to take it a couple times a week, and it's realistic that this late in the game, with the issues that I deal with, that's reasonable, and that's just what is. Um, Everything else is going great. I made a video yesterday. Sat out here. I just came to tears and just gratitude and a feeling of unworthiness. And I know in part that's a distortion that I have. I always feel like I fail or that I could do better. But a lot of times these are just cognitive distortions where our lenses are jacked, and we look at things and we see them in a distorted view. It's not the view that everyone else has of us or that reality consists of. So we have to get on top of awareness and become aware of these distortions we have. That way we can kind of tweak the lens, I guess, to say a little bit. We can kind of, readjust, or we can be extra aware of our reactions to, like, my feel of unworthiness. That if I get offended because someone doesn't give me a cookie for my good behavior, in reality, that doesn't mean that they don't see that I'm doing something good. In reality, it means that I'm not acknowledging or seeing myself as something good, and therefore can't see them as seeing the good. You know, we look at others and we try to think of how they view us, and then we try to think of how that their perfect version of us, what that is, and then we in turn try to start being that version, which is very unauthentic, and it is it's turmoil. It causes conflictions. Our persona is the mask that we choose to wear to create our image, but that mask isn't our image. That mask isn't a true representation of who we are. That mask is just something that we put on to be our envisioned ideal self. And so we have to make sure that that vision that we have of our ideal self is what we want it to be. Um, that's difficult sometimes. We go around with doing subtle manipulation everywhere we go to get either the feedback we want, the items we want, the attention we want, and we're not aware of it, and we don't recognize these patterns, and so it causes us to be unconscious. Um, old thought patterns served a purpose. But if you're like at my age, I'm 45, or even at 30, even at 20, this applies. We form patterns and methods, defenses. We form these in our life to get us through, to protect us, uh, and then our lives change. We go from one style of life, or whatever it is. If we set these patterns before 25, which is when we supposedly our personality is matured, if we set patterns in place to protect us against abuse, or to make us feel better about insecurities that weren't justified, um, and we install these patterns, but then we transition to a different portion of life. Like the same patterns that serve us from child till 25 in most of our cases isn't the same life that we have as we transition into the next phase. So we hang on to these old programs and these old ways of doing things, and then we transition into a new phase of life, but yet try to keep the old thinkings and paradigms down. Yeah, we try to just like keep running things the way that we have because change is uncomfortable. So then if you go on and you get to your later years in life, and you still haven't altered your programs, and you're transitioning into not just one new phase, you're actually going into another new phase, but you're holding on to your childhood ways of dealing with whatever the issues are. And when I say childhood, I just mean young youth. We're a child till 30. No, maybe not that extreme, but you know what I'm saying. So we have to just be aware, and we have to be able to let go of what no longer serves us, and what patterns don't serve us usually become detrimental in our current situation. They don't work. They don't do good. But anyway, here's my morning update on my antidepressants, and I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Here's my rabbit, or my wheelchair, and my Hatter hat. Rabbit you can't see. But I hope everybody has a blessed day. Love y'all. Take care.